Isekai romance is saturated with generic tropes, but these hidden gems completely shatter the mold. Here are 10 incredible series you absolutely need to watch. Kicking off our list at number 10, Welcome to Japan, Ms. Elf. Kazuhiro lives a mundane corporate life, but constantly dreams of exploring a fantasy realm. Everything changes when his dream world merges with reality, bringing the beautiful elf Marie into modern Tokyo. Together, they navigate the complexities of contemporary Japanese society while continuing their magical adventures during shared, slumbering hours. This brilliant reverse isekai dynamic is wonderfully refreshing. Watching Marie genuinely react to everyday things like grocery stores and instant noodles brings immense joy. It trades typical grand battles for pure concentrated wholesomeness. The subtle romantic progression feels incredibly earned, making this anime a perfect comfort watch for anyone exhausted by overly dramatic fantasy epics. Moving down the rankings to number 9, Seirei Gensuki, Spirit Chronicles Season 2. Ryo continues his perilous journey to uncover the deep mysteries of his past lives while protecting his beloved friends. This new season expands the political landscape of the Strahl region, introducing dangerous new adversaries. The narrative perfectly blends intense magical combat with complex, developing relationships involving multiple powerful female allies. Fans have waited eagerly for this continuation, and the animation absolutely delivers on those grand expectations. What makes this sequel truly shine is how it balances explosive action sequences with genuine emotional vulnerability. Ryo is not just overpowered, his interactions carry profound weight, transforming a standard harem setup into something deeply resonant and emotionally satisfying. Sliding into the next spot at number 8, The Dark History of the Reincarnated Villainess. Konoha awakens inside the incredibly cringeworthy fantasy novel she wrote during middle school. Stuck as the doomed villainess Iana, she must survive the ridiculous traps and dramatic tropes her younger self created. Armed only with her embarrassing memories, she desperately attempts to alter fate and avoid a brutal, tragic execution. This show completely weaponizes secondhand embarrassment for absolute comedic perfection. The core concept of fighting your own edgy teenage writing is pure genius. Yet beneath the hilarious, self-deprecating humor lies a surprisingly gripping romantic arc. The stellar voice acting elevates the frantic inner monologues, guaranteeing you will be laughing out loud every episode. Taking command at number 7, a wild last boss appeared. After conquering an immersive virtual role-playing game, a male player suddenly awakens inside the actual fantasy world. He discovers he now inhabits the body of his character, the tyrannical female overlord Lufasu. Forced to navigate a ruined kingdom, she gathers former loyal allies to battle mysterious celestial forces threatening humanity. I absolutely adore how this series flips the power fantasy narrative completely upside down. Lufasu exudes an intimidating presence that commands immediate respect, yet her internal panic creates brilliant comedic friction. The beautiful art direction makes every magical clash feel incredibly cinematic. It offers a spectacular blend of overwhelming dominance and subtle emotional vulnerability throughout. Creeping from the shadows at number 6, The Stunned Hero and the Assassin Princesses. An ordinary boy is unexpectedly summoned to defeat a terrible demon lord, only to realize his greatest threats are the royal princesses themselves. These seemingly elegant maidens are actually elite assassins trained to manipulate him. He must carefully navigate their deadly romantic advances while struggling to survive their royal court. This premise injects much-needed tension into the typical harem formula. You never truly know if a romantic gesture will end in a sweet embrace or sudden betrayal. The psychological cat-and-mouse game is genuinely thrilling. I appreciate how it forces the protagonist to use his intellect rather than relying purely on magical power. Breaking into our top 5 at number 5. The final boss prince is somehow obsessed with the chubby villainess. Reincarnated Me. A young woman reincarnates into an otome game as the famously overweight villainess destined for ruin. Instead of dieting, she embraces her appearance and focuses on living happily. Surprisingly, the incredibly dangerous final boss prince becomes deeply infatuated with her soft physique, completely derailing the original tragic game storyline altogether. Body positivity is rarely explored in modern anime, making this sweet romance incredibly vital and refreshing. The prince possesses a delightfully unhinged devotion that translates into fantastic dark comedy. Their chemistry feels remarkably genuine despite the absurd premise. It proves that you do not need a conventional appearance to secure an exceptionally passionate love story. Turning the page to number 4, Ascendants of a Bookworm, Season 4. Mine officially joins the aristocratic society, adopting a new name while expanding her beloved printing press industry. She faces dangerous political scheming from rival nobles eager to exploit her immense magical capacity. Balancing her secret commoner roots with heavy aristocratic duties, she fights desperately to protect her treasured reading culture. This incredible season masterfully escalates the stakes without ever losing its charming soul. The world building remains completely unparalleled, treating magic and economics with brilliant logical consistency. The subtle romantic tension bubbling beneath the formal aristocratic dialogue adds an exquisite layer of intrigue. It is an absolute masterclass in steady, rewarding character progression done right. Transforming into action at number 3, Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world. During a climactic battle, a dedicated Sentai hero is magically transported into a standard fantasy realm. Refusing to abandon his righteous ideals, he continues fighting evil using his explosive transformation sequences. He quickly recruits a cynical mage, slowly thawing her cold heart with his unwavering, passionate devotion to absolute justice. Combining tokusatsu campiness with classic fantasy tropes yields shockingly hilarious results. Watching fantasy monsters react in sheer terror to colorful background explosions simply never gets old. The underlying romance shines beautifully because his fierce sincerity breaks down her defensive emotional walls. It is loud, unapologetically goofy, and surprisingly heartwarming when it truly counts the most. Reaching the runner-up spot at number 2, Bureaucrat to Villainess. An exhausted government worker tragically dies and awakens inside her favorite video game as the main antagonist. Using her advanced administrative skills, she systematically reforms the corrupt kingdom from within. Her profound intelligence and ruthless efficiency inadvertently attract the intense admiration of the noble knights sworn to blindly defeat her. This series brilliantly grounds magical fantasy in satisfying bureaucratic realism. Seeing a protagonist tackle economic inflation rather than a literal dragon is wildly entertaining. The romance thrives on deep mutual respect instead of simple physical attraction. She commands absolute authority, creating a fiercely independent heroine who entirely rewrites the rules of the romance genre itself. And finally, reigning supreme at number 1, Magic Maker, How to Create Magic in Another World. Xian reincarnates into a harsh universe completely devoid of magical systems. Fueled by a burning passion to experience fantasy elements, he dedicates his entire life to researching the hidden natural laws. He eventually discovers how to manifest miraculous spells, radically transforming his society alongside a deeply supportive childhood sweetheart companion. It delivers immense satisfaction by treating magic as an undiscovered science rather than an unearned cheat skill. The methodical pacing ensures every small breakthrough feels like a massive victory. Their tender romance perfectly anchors his obsessive academic journey. You absolutely cannot afford to miss this incredibly innovative and visually stunning masterpiece of modern isekai storytelling. These fantastic stories completely prove that isekai romance still holds plenty of incredible surprises for dedicated viewers. Which of these unique narratives captured your interest today? Share your personal favorites in the comments section, share this video with friends, and expect more ranking countdowns very soon.